What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. I have a blueprint here of an absolute freakazoid that I did not even know existed on 2K23 until I was searching the depths of the abyss of Reddit. I can only think of maybe a handful of players ever that really fit the mold of this here build. It is a girthy deep sea demon that will dominate on both sides of the wood, and you do not need a squad to run with if you're playing on this build. The only players that really come to mind are Dennis Rodman, Larry Johnson, Zion, Shawn Marion, and Sir Charles Barkley. This right here is the glass cleaning tempo pusher. You can only make this at power forward or center. It is in an extremely rare tree. Some other names include glass cleaning playmaker, two-way point power forward, defensive anchor, and a two-way point center. Depending on where you make it at the power forward or center, you're going to be an absolute undersized juggernaut, a la Sir Charles Barkley. I know he didn't win a chip because of Michael Jordan. He was low-key one of them dudes in the 90s, and very similar to Zion in today's era. This thing is going to have a really high rebound. It's going to be vicious attacking the rim, but it can also handle the pill and be an undersized, just absolute menace for those trying to guard it. It could be a great city build, playing park at the threes, take it to the theater, catch a movie, get some popcorn. It's very buttery, very smooth, but when you play rec with this build, it might absolutely dominate. So let's just jump right into it, and I'll give my thoughts at the end of the video as well. But follow along to a T, because this build is extremely spookily rare, and so you can tinker at your own discretion in your builder. But I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to get this super rare name. So we're going to make this at power forward. You're going to be 6'8", 270 brass pounds, with a max wingspan of 7'6", and you know we're going body shape built, but you can also go burly like Sir Charles or Zion when he puts on a little weight in the off season. But we're going built because we want to be like that Larry Johnson, that freak. When you see this across from you, you're gonna run, you're gonna be petrified, and max wing is gonna be terrifying to go up against, grabbing all these rebounds. So follow along to a T to get this name, and I'll go over some really important threshes while we go through this. You're going to get your close shot to a 67. Get your driving layup to a 79. You can try putting that to an 80 to get those packages if you want. See if it changes the name. And then driving dunk, we're going to get this to an 84. Yes, you do get contact dunks on this build, which is going to be crazy. And then your standing dunk, you're going to get this to a 69 as well. That's going to give you 17 finishing badges. Contact dunks, you're going to be more of an off-ball slasher on this build. Again, like Zion, Shawn Marion. Those guys could really attack the rim off ball. You're not necessarily going to need the pill in your hands to create. But with the ball handle on this build, when you're in ISO situations, attacking the rim, you're going to take the rim home with you with how much power and force you have behind these dunks on this build. In 17 finishing, you're going to be able to get some silver limitless takeoff, and you're going to be able to have a decent finishing badge allocation. And Aerial Wizard on gold is a kind of a hidden secret on this build, because you're going to be really attacking the offensive glass that you'll see in a second. Shooting wise, we are not punting shooting. You absolutely can shoot on this build. You're going to get our mid-range to a 79 and get your three ball to a 78. If you're any good behind the sticks in 2K23, you know that high 70s, low 80s can definitely hit. Just find that jumper that works right for you, and you'll be completely fine with these stats. But you get gold claymore, you get gold guard up, you get gold midi magish, Hall of Fame volume shooter. So this build really can score in a plethora of different ways. And like Sir Charles, you can pull up basically from anywhere, and when you get hot on this build, you get super scorching hot. And then we're going to get our free throw to a 78 as well. Just if you're playing rec, you want to be able to knock down free throws when you're attacking the rim, and you can definitely be a go-to guy in late game situations. And then playmaking, my goodness, what have we discovered? You're going to get your pass accuracy to a 78. You're dealing, you are a straight drug dealer from the Crete. You are on the concrete, slanging dope. 78 pass accuracy is a really hot number. You're going to have nice moist passes all across the yard. But then your ball handle, max this out to an 89. That's not only going to be a badge thresh, but you get Hall of Fame quick first step on this build at 270 pounds. Are you kidding me? And we're also going to max out our speed with ball to a 74. It's going to give you 21 playmaking badges. I will tell you what, those of you who like to ISO, a lot of people with that play style are peanuts. They're celery sticks. They're as fast as you possibly can be. But this build right here is a girthy mother truck. You don't want to be in front of this build when it comes rolling downhill, full head of steam, tacking the rim. You're going to get out the way. It'll literally decimate anything in its path. 21 playmaking badges is really hot. Again, some nice gold and Hall of Fame allocations for your badges. And then defensively, this thing's really well rounded. You're going to get your interior defense to a 71, your perimeter defense to an 81, your stealies to a 74, your blocks to a 75, and here's where the offensive rebound really takes over. We're going to get our offensive rebounds to a 93, specifically to get that gold rebound chaser, and then get your defense rebounds to an 82. That's going to give us 25 defensive badges. Now, initially when I was making this build, I always go back and tinker, try to ooze out a little bit more potential, not only for myself, but for y'all. I want to give you a really good blueprint. I don't want to just get first. But I initially went 99 offensive rebound because I really wanted to absolutely attack the offensive glass. And also you would get the Hall of Fame rebound chaser. But then we were sort of punting steely. You don't really get a high block or interior D. And I really thought, you know what? Let's drop the offensive rebound from a 99 to a 93. You still get the gold rebound chaser. 93 offensive rebound is still an elite number to attack the offensive glass. And then defensive rebound with an 82 and gold rebound chaser, you're still going to be plucking every defensive rebound too with good positioning. Now, you could definitely swap this and be an absolute defensive rebounding monster. I really do like a high offensive rebound on this build, because if you're playing solo dolo, you can still impact the game and you don't need the pill in your hands or to have people trust you. You can just go get another opportunity for your squad. And I guarantee you, after 1 or 2 offensive rebounds and your team kick out, your teammates hit a 3-ball, they're going to start incorporating you in the regular flow of the offense. So you always can impact the game offensively with a high offensive rebound, crashing the offensive glass. So you don't need to wait for opportunity. You can go create your own. Now, if you want to go defense rebound to a 99 or a 93, that could also impact the game. But an 82 defense rebound with the gold rebound chaser, I think, is going to be just fine. And I really like that offensive impact with the 93. And then our physicals, we're going to max out our speed, max out our acceleration. So 80 speed, 70 acceleration. We're going to get our strength to an 86. What I love about this is you are not a squish. You are not a scrush. You get gold brick wall. You're going to be throwing that body around and making dudes feel it in the morning. Pause. You know what I'm saying? No pedo Carl here. You're just going to be throwing that weight around. Then we're going to get our vertical to a 75 for those contact dunks. And then we're going to put the rest on stamina to an 81. So giving this a once over, the play style on this build is an all-purpose slashing rebounder that's a juggernaut of a force waiting to just be unleashed and unshackled. For those of you who are good behind the sticks, you're definitely going to have crazy handles on this build, can shoot from anywhere, contact dunks, and then be able to give your team opportunities on both ends of the floor. Defensively, very well rounded, but then the rebounding sets this build apart from kind of anything else I've seen thus far. And my version at 270 pounds with max wing, man, I would love to play side by side with a build like this with someone coherent behind the sticks, because to me in NBA 2K23, I don't think we need to have demigod, do everything builds. I mean, yes, this build can kind of do everything, but you still need to be good behind the sticks with high 70s attributes to really make the impact of an elite player. But some of the attributes on this build make it completely stand out, and I truly think in 2K23 that these specialist type builds can make an even bigger impact than those well-rounded demigods, because now you're going to be elite in one category, and when that category creates more opportunity for your squads, I think that's almost more important in knowing your role than, oh, I can do everything and I want to be the guy, pal. Not everyone is that dude, and there's nothing wrong with that. Know your role, and if you're playing on this build, you're going to be an absolute impact player like Shawn Marion, Dennis Rodman, Charles Barkley. You know, these dudes were killers. These guys were absolutely integral to their team's success. And so if you are good behind the sticks and you have some extra pocket change laying around, this might be the build for you. Going to Takeover, you got shot creator, outside shooting, playmaking, and rebounding. I'm going box out wall and glass clearing dimes because I want to double up on rebounding potential, that Dennis Rodman, that Sir Charles. And man, this name is so gruesomely rare that I'm thinking about throwing some bones right now and hopping in the city. There you have it, the glass cleaning tempo pusher. We are pushing everybody aside. This might be the build of 2K23. I'm hyped for it. When I first saw the name, I was over the moon. This thing is an absolute behemoth. Let me know if y'all have seen this at the city, because I 100% have not. And who's got the plums to hop on this and be the best player that you can be and help your team win championships? Let me know down in the comments. Was Glue. You know what time it is. West Sparrow.